Hello there guys, I'm Thomas Weibenfalk, a developer and designer from Sweden. First of all, thank you for attending this course in React. I hope by the end of this course that you feel as much as excited as I do about creating applications in React. There's a lot of choices one can do when creating an app or course like this, and I try to keep things as simple as possible. So I know there may be one saying that, yeah, you can do that instead, you can do this, and there's 100 or even 1,000 ways of doing things. But I choose to do it this way, and I did it because I think it's the most effective way for learning to creating this app and learning React. And of course, I'm using the standards and best practices there is now when creating apps with React. First, shortly, I'm going to show you the app that we're building here. I call it React Movie, and it's you can say it's a light version of the IMDB. We're grabbing the data from the movie database API, who has a great API with everything you need to know about movies. Here's the homepage of our app. Real short, you can see we have a search function, we have popular movies, you can load more. And if you click one of the movies, you see detailed information about that movie and also the actors. So this is the app we're going to build. So with that said, we're going to start this by installing all the tooling we need for this project. So we start off by installing Node.js. We're not going to use Node in that context, but we need the NPM that is bundled with Node. With NPM, you can install different modules like create React app that we're going to use and the dependencies for that. So make sure you grab the latest version and install it on your system. Then we're going to use Chrome as our default browser, mainly because they have a great extension that's called React Developer Tools. With that tool, you can inspect different React elements directly in the browser and things like that. So make sure you install Chrome, and after that, install the extension called React Developer Tools. You're also gonna need some code editor. You probably have one already, but if you don't, I highly recommend to use Visual Studio Code. I love it. I think it's fun, great in any way you can, and I'm not sponsored by them in any way, so I just like it. I think it's a really good software. So, Visual Studio Code. And you also need some kind of terminal. You probably have one built in your system, or you can use Hyper as I do. It doesn't really matter because we're not going to use it that much. It's probably most in the beginning of this course when we're setting everything up. So, I think with that said, we have everything we need. Yeah, we have. So you just have, of course, you have to download the starter files that I've provided for you and put the folder in, somewhere on the computer where you want them. So make sure to grab them, download, unzip them, and place the folder where you want to work with it. Then we can go to the terminal. We have to install create React app and all the dependencies. First, we have to go into the folder that you'll be working with. So you write cd space, and I don't know about you, but I can just take the folder and move it into my terminal, and it will show the path to the folder. It's much easier than writing it by hand. So otherwise, you have to write it by hand, but do like this, and you press enter, and we're in the folder that we need to be. And in this folder, you just have to write npm install. And of course, you have to, as I said before, install Node.js to have the npm command working. So make sure you do that first. Press enter. This will take maybe a minute or something, depending on your internet speed or your connection. There we have it. If you don't have any errors, some red text or anything showing up, you should be good to go. And then you just have to write npm start, and it will start up the local server that we're going to be using for this project. If it doesn't open up by itself, you can write the address in a tab in Chrome. It's localhost at port 3000. One thing I also like to do, if you're using Visual Studio Code, you can just grab the working folder and put it here in the sidebar. And you see you have access to all the folders and structures and all the files here. It's really convenient when working with a project. So that's about it. I see you in the next video.